see this? I'm having a dirty protest at the State of World Events. Okay, so this is a dirty T-shirt. This is my dirty protest. So I don't need to be told I need to give up smoking. That's you know, that's by the by. You need to give up smoking. All right, thanks. Right. Okay. So smoking clinic. Get some tablets. Try what it's called. See if it blows my brains, then I can't do that. I just have to quit. I've done it twice before, but as you can see, it's a habit. If I stopped smoking, I could be a rampant rapist. I don't know. I don't think I would be. I could be rampant in some other way, or this newfound energy from not smoking. So I go up and see this guy today. Yeah. So basically, the backstory, and I'll try and keep this as brief as I can and succinct and to the point, which is not it's not my best point. So I go and see my doctor ages ago and say I got this fucking pain in my right leg. All right. No, it's not your peripheral neuropathy. It's vascular disease. You've got a blocked artery. All right, fine. So she referred me to Derriford Hospital. And letter saying, come in for an appointment. We don't know when. And a letter came through saying, okay, right, go up on this day. And this day was actually today. And I've been up there, right? So I got up there. And I'm been filled with all sorts of anxieties because I looked it up on the web. It said, we'll do an ultrasound and it'll start on your belly and it'll work down. Oh, really? Oh, God. You know, and somebody had told me, Paul, clean your groins, you know, because they might want to go there. Because I'm like thinking, they're going to find out where the blockage is. Right. They're going to find out where the blockage is, and then they'll tell you what treatments they can give you. All right? I don't give a fuck if I'm picking my nose, because frankly, these days I don't give a toss about much, because nobody else seems to. So, sod you. If I want to pick my nose, I'll pick my nose. So it's cacophony going to park in the car park. But it's pertinent because I parked in car park C, which is some distance away from where I had to go. So I go up, find where I need to go, and then get escorted in. I could elaborate, and you'd get bored. You wouldn't watch this shit. And I'm told, right, it's a tiny little room, smaller than this. It's half the size of this room, okay? It's got this poxy little bench for fucking gnomes. You go sit on, right, with a tissue paper on, the usual stuff, you know. Just in case I cream myself, I guess they can wipe it off. So I'm half anticipating a lady to come in and do all this and go through my groins. Now, I could quite easily, even at the age of 58, get a semi and embarrass myself, and I wouldn't wish to cause offence. So, no, it quickly became apparent it was not going to be that sort of exercise. Please, this lady says to me, take your shorts off, take your shoes off, put yourself on the bench over there, which is the correct way as you look at me. It was to my left. And then the consultant will come through this door and he will then consult you. I didn't see any he consultants. A he consultant. And he's coming through that door. No, that door to my right. What, in a puff of smoke? are there going to be fireworks? He's going to come in through that door, and I need to be sat there. I will keep this short and sweet. Because I've already been through it an hour on the phone with somebody. Jesus Christ. Only turns out to be a surgeon commodore who's been working at Derriford since 2009. And he's a Royal Navy officer, a senior Royal Navy officer, a commodore. And he has to wear his uniform whilst on duty. He's on duty in a civilian hospital since 2009. That's a long time ago. Oh, he didn't march in, but he walked in. And I was stood as the door opened just to be polite, you know. Here comes the consultant. And I can't do his accent. I've got a pen spy cam. I will in future always wear it with me because I wish I could get his accent. I'm not going to repeat his name because that might humiliate him. Sit down. Oh, gosh. Long and short of it, and I will keep this fucking brief. Guy's a total fucking arsehole. You know? Absolute total wanker. As I say in what I said at RB, within 40 seconds I'm thinking of composing a letter to get him sacked because he needs retraining. He didn't cause me offence. He didn't upset me. There was nothing wrong about the guy apart from his attitude. And I don't even think that's a Trumpism. It just didn't know how to relate to me. Well, that's not the point. I'm not being personal. He just was not personal. That's the point. He was just not personable. He wasn't personable and he wasn't personal. There I am. I'm the patient, the client. He didn't listen to me. He didn't listen to me at all. And I think, how the fuck can you be a practitioner of a very personal medical service and yet you don't listen? I'd sack him tomorrow. But I know the state of the NHS. This guy's allegedly a respected surgeon, vascular surgeon. And to lose him would be to lose a resource. But what a complete prick. What a sad man. I felt angered by him and I feel sympathy for him. He should have been robbed of wearing his uniform. As soon as he joined the NHS, he's been He's been a consultant surgeon at Derriford Hospital since 2009. That's fucking 14 years in Civvy Street, and he's still wearing his braid, you know? No, strip him of that so that he comes down to my level, or rather he gets elevated to my level, a civilian. That's the better thing, is that he gets elevated to my level, because I feel pity for these fucking military wankers who they're just fucked up, you know. My friend was saying that it's because he's an old school surgeon, and I said to my friend, no, I'm 58. This guy's probably not much older than me, so I can't forgive him on being an old old school surgeon. No, he's a military wanker. He's, it could be me if I'd have joined the military. These people should not be allowed to practice, but, you know, I suppose it would be the same as if I was to be a racist and say, no, I don't like somebody who's come from India or Pakistan or Africa who's a surgeon, but they wouldn't speak to me like that. Although that's another backstory. But this guy's from the military, from the Royal Navy. Sit down. Because he didn't like me stood there. I stood up. When he entered the room, the consultant will come in this door. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Guy didn't listen to me once. I say the guy, the old man. I consider myself a guy. First question, how old are you? And I can't do his accent. I wish I could. That's really pissing me off. I wish I could do his accent. It wasn't, how old are you? Because that wasn't him. But it was as, I wouldn't say patronizing, I wouldn't say aloof. It was just different. It's difficult to explain. It was just not personable. It was just, I couldn't even say arrogant because he didn't speak in a posh tone. It was just twatish. Fucking twat, Don't speak to me like that. Please. Well, no, not even please, because he never said please to me once. So I've been told I've got arterial disease. When I said to him, I said, look at my fucking feet. I didn't say fucking. I should have. I really should have. I should have said, look at my fucking feet. Perhaps that might have sparked him into some sort of fucking reaction. I said, look at my feet. My right one's very pale. I don't see any difference. And then he says, sit on the bench. He wasn't standing like that. It wasn't standing. It's really difficult to clarify, but I can't do it because I don't know these military wankers who speak in the way that they do. You have to be around these people or have a voice coach to tell you how they speak, And why this matters for me is because I live in Plymouth and we're full of military people. And they're all fucking tossers. I've known quite a few of them. I've had them all through my family. They weren't as much tossers because they didn't get up high in the ranks, even in my father, let alone be officiated. I was told I couldn't officiate a tea trolley by one of these wankers. And I'm going back years, and he wasn't officiated. And then there was another officiated one who said he was so disappointed in me. A submariner who came officer, who came out in the Navy, couldn't get a fucking job, had to fuck off to New Zealand, became an electrician. Oh, sorry, thought you were an officer on a nuclear submarine, you become an electrician. Tossers, they just got no grip on reality whatsoever. They live in their little bubble whereby it depends on how many stripes you've got and how much you got up here, and they think they're entitled. No, it shouldn't work like that. It didn't work like that for me today, to the point that I've been told I need to go back to my GP after I let this little fracas settle down and say I want a second opinion because that bloke's a fucking twat. And he was. I can't help it. He was. He was simply because he's military. That's so sad because he's obviously got talents at being a surgeon. But he's just such a fucking twat with it. you know. There's no need to be like that. But you are, mate. You are. He says to me, he says, what do you do? He didn't say it like that. That's the point. I wish I knew how to present. What do you do? He didn't say, what do you do? You know, what do you do? That's got an intonation of empathy and understanding and genuine sincerity. No, he didn't say it like that. And he didn't say it like, what do you do? Although it came across like that. And I said, well, you know, half sick, long term, chronic depression, and alcoholic. No reaction. Didn't say a thing. All right. Is that to avoid judgment, or to, you know, you could have turned and said, I'm very sorry to hear that. I've had it from nurses. I've had deep empathy from nurses when I had my surgery on my back. And the surgeon, I had empathy from, not this one with his gold braid embedded with red thread to signify surgeon. I'm really fucked off. You'll understand why as this vlog continues. Because I really fucked the guy's head up. I hope he goes home tonight and he loses some fucking sleep. I really did. I really did. Really did. Because otherwise I could prematurely end his career. Easily. Doesn't give me any pleasure saying that. But the bloke's a waste of space. Utter fucking waste of space. And I can refer to him as the bloke, even though he's a consultant, commodore, surgeon. It's what he deserves. Do you know what he did for me? That's the upsum. The upsum of a consultation with a Commodore, Royal Navy Commodore, consultant surgeon. I get given this. That's what the bloke is worth. He gives me this. For fuck's sakes. If that's what he's worth, he probably should be on sort of like just above minimum wage. Walk in, sit down. I tell him, it's my right leg. Should have said, mate. That would have really pissed him off. The guy didn't. This is pregnant. No, it's not pregnant. This is important. The guy walked into the room, through the door, didn't even introduce himself and say, I'm Commodore, blah, 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 blah. You've seen it in the RB. I'm Commodore, blah, blah, blah. How can I help you today? I'm going to have a look at you. He just walks in. Sit down, because I stood taller than him. Sit down. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking waste of space. Because of his military background. We have surgeons like this in the NHS. We have consultants like this in the NHS. Not for fucking purpose. I've been told, go back, get a second opinion, let things settle, go back for a second. As soon as I told him I'd walk from car park C, he said, we won't do anything for you. No, he wasn't even posh. He didn't even have a posh accent. I can put on a posh accent if I want to. where am I going with this? Just to say that it was a complete and utter total waste of time, a waste of space. And this guy, unless I guess he's competent as a surgeon, which makes me think, is he competent as a surgeon? Because he's not competent at being a consultant dealing with people face to face. I didn't feel patronized by the guy. I didn't feel ridiculed by the guy, because I know myself, who I am. I just felt really fucking angered and fucked off by the guy. Obviously, I'd seen his military epaulets, even though the stupid fucker didn't introduce himself as saying, "Hello, I am Commodore, Surgeon Commodore, this, that, whatever." No. He's just this consultant who comes out through the door with the puff of smoke, tells me to sit down, which is what he did. I'd like to speak to him. I'd like to speak to him on Facebook or via Messenger, like countless others I have who I've taken apart. Because this guy, he doesn't deserve it. He can't help it. And it's just, he didn't tell me anything I didn't know. This is it. He's just a total fucking vacuous waste of space. He tells me I've got to do exercise. I'm not going to put an accent on, okay? Because I can't do his accent, because it's one of a kind. It wasn't posh. It didn't sound educated. It wasn't patronizing. It was just military. I'm not talking about, he didn't even say that. We're not talking about going for a walk, because that's just bimbling. And I'm like, yeah, you're talking about doing some serious exercise, exercising, no pain, no gain, blah. He was having nothing of it. It's as if I wasn't there. He wasn't listening. I said that I used to run 9 miles a week plus. Nope, didn't register. Told him where I live, and I said, I've got hills. Yes, well, the pain will be, see, I'm trying to put the accent on, and I mustn't. The pain will be more. I sound more educated and fucking posh than he did. But he's the one with the braid. Maybe I should have put myself in fancy dress to vlog this. What a fucking... I feel really sorry for him. I feel really sorry for his wife. I feel really sorry for his patients. I really feel sorry for Darriford Hospital. I mean, I'm sure the guy may have done good things. He was just a complete wanker. That's all I can say. It's just the only takeaway I've got. But furthermore, and this is perhaps more pertinent. Is that pertinent? I'm using that word too much. I said to him, after interjection, I had to intercede. Because by this point, he'd already asked me, what do you do? And I said, I'm off sick. Chronic depression, alcoholism. He didn't reply, didn't even look at me. Oh dear. I got a problem that you can't sort of respond to. Not even look at me in the eye. Let alone say, I'm sorry. No, he couldn't do that. But for me, it's a really funny one. Yeah. So he's asked me, what do you do? And I say, I'm off sick, you know. And I've told him I'm 58 years old. And I look a damn sight fucking younger than he does. And he's there, you know. Right. Bear with me. I didn't promise you that this would be succinct, even though I said I'd like it to be, but fuck what? Yeah. Play some music in the interim if you wish. Do 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 do. It's a long time since I hummed a tune. He says, right, all right. Lie on the bench. Yeah, I'm laid on the bench. Right, okay. I told him it's my right leg. I told him I've walked up from car park C, and he said, right, that's it. Gonna do nothing for you. If you can walk that far. No, it's if you can't walk down the aisle of Tesco and you don't go out because it's too painful for you. And I'm like, I said to him, it is fucking painful for me. That's why I'm here. That's why my doctors referred me to you as the expert consultant. And you're now telling me you will do nothing for me because apparently I can't walk from car park C. So what the fuck is the point of me being here? Should I have been sent a referral letter saying, if you can walk from car park C, please phone us and tell us, don't bother with the appointment because you're fine. You're okay. You know, fuck off. So at this point, I already feel like, I don't feel like this big. I feel like this fucking big and fucking angry with this fucker who's just not trying to engage with me. He's not engaging. Well, he's not trying to engage with me. It's a case of he's not engaged with me. He's not even patronising me. He's being an Alan Partridge. Alan Partridge with red threaded gold braid. In other words, complete fucking tosser. Either speak with me or don't bother. So he asked me to do this, right? He asked me to do this. Get my feet up. Get my feet up. Get my feet up. And he's holding my ankles. So these feet are like 8 inches in front of his face. Right? These lovely feet. He says to me, he says to me with his tone, let's put it that way, tone. He says to me with his tone, he says, and it's a tone, it's that tone that I'm going on about. There we go. Let's see if we can get in focus. Yeah, it's worked. Braid, senior Royal Navy officer. Few rungs down, quite a few rungs down from Admiral. He says to me, you don't wear anything on your feet? That's my intonation because I can't do this. I can't flog that enough. I said, yeah, that's right. By this time, I'm well pissed off with him. Well fucked off with him. And I'm like, I've already composed the letter of complaint saying, get this fucker retrained. For me, I can cope with it, but for somebody else, this guy should not have human interface, let alone with his staff. And this is what I've talked about with my friend who said, no, they're completely fucking, they're, they they're just not nice. Not a case of they're not nice people. It's a case of they're not good people for the job. I'll come to this in a while. He says to me after looking at my feet, you don't wear anything on your feet. Well, fuck me, I didn't know if that was a crime. So are you going to elucidate me as to why I should wear something on my feet? Or what's the point? Or what is your point? Are you saying that I've got dirty feet? Or is it going to interfere with your consultant fucking declaration as to what treatment I need? You pick out that I've got dirty feet. It's all gone into my head. And I get no response from it. He says, you got dirty. He didn't say you got dirty. You don't wear anything. I said, no. And if looks could kill, I can't do the same look because I did look at him eye to eye as if to kill him. And I said, no. It's a habit I picked up between the years of 1968-70 when my dad was in the Navy and I lived in the Admiral's house in Gibraltar. So I was barefoot from then till now. That's what he did. Hang on, mate. You got this shit. Engage with me. I've just tried, you know. Navy. Yeah, you're Navy. You didn't fucking tell me you're Navy, but I'm trying to sort of get with you, mate. You know. Commodore, surgeon. He didn't like that. He couldn't. This is it. This is why I'm vlogging this. Is why is it these people are fucking incapable of human interaction? I've just said something to him that if I was to have done it regards civilian matters, Civvy Street, I used to visit this pub. You know? No, I lived in the Admiral's house in Gib, Royal Navy. He's like paralysed. He can't engage. Yet one would think if you yeah, I used to smoke crack, you know. Oh, so did I. You know? No. For this guy, he's like fucking frozen. What did that intimidate him? Was that a threat? What is it with these? I know what it is. I'm not a bloody fool. I'm just making a vlog. Yeah? I'm just making a vlog. I know what it is. Lived with it all my life. But this prick today, he's coming up to retirement age. Grow up, man. Grow up. You know, grow up. Get a fucking life, you know. Turn around and engage. No other fuckers ever turned around to you and said, yeah, I have dirty feet because I used to live in the Admiral's house. Royal Navy, you, Royal Navy, even though you haven't fucking said that to me. God almighty. It's just come to me. The word is stiff. And that's a fucking stiff. Utterly incapable of otherwise than being a stiff. There's no reason why on earth after I mentioned, yeah, Dad, Royal Navy, I lived in the Admiral's house. Why he couldn't come back with sort of some sort of conversation on that? Oh, really? Oh, that must have been interesting. Well, you blah, 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 No. He tells me to exercise. Tells me to walk across the whole promenade so I can measure the flags, the flagstaffs. Flagstaffs, yeah, military, isn't it? Military. Pull the flag up. I said, no, where I live, I've got hills. Oh, yes, walking up hills will make it worse. I said, yes, I know. He was vacuous. And he may be a good surgeon, but he's going to do fucking nothing for me. And he's going to write to my doctor saying, fuck this guy. I've written him off, or not written him off. I've written him out of, I'm not going to bother. The only time he showed any emotion was when he was, I'm not kidding you, and I'm not blagging myself. I'm just vlogging this, okay? I don't give a damn if you turn around and say, Paul, you're a wanker, you're a tosser, you're this, that, or whatever. I don't give a damn. I don't really give a damn. I don't give a damn. Full stop. I don't give a damn. I'm telling you about my experience with a consultant surgeon, Royal Navy, who's well past his sell-by date. Well past his sell-by date. And I could, of course, I could go on and say, well, the NHS needs any fucker to fill the jobs. Of course it does. So basically what he told me is I've got to exercise. He didn't tell me when I said I've got hills I can walk up and down. He didn't turn around and say, that'll be even better than walking on the level because it'll be better exercise for you, Paul. He didn't even address me as Paul. He didn't even address me as Dyer, which I think he would have fucking rating. Oh, just stiff. I feel really sorry for him. Plebs, absolute fucking plebs they are. Plebs. They don't know how to relate. Do you know how many followers he's got on LinkedIn? This is really sad. I bet he goes to sleep every night thinking, oh God, no, that's horrendous. He's got fewer followers than me. I got 100,000 on Nikon. I got 106,000 across my Facebook groups. I got 253, 54. It's going up on Facebook. On LinkedIn, he's got 3 followers. Poor bloke. Tells me I've got to do exercise. And he's pacing the room. He's pacing the room, lecturing me about I've got to walk so many paces, count how many there are, until I feel pain, divide it by 2, and then walk that number again. So if I walk 200 paces, long strides, and then divide that by 2, I've got to walk a further 100 paces to get exercise, and then I need to do that 4 to 5 times a week. Yeah, fine. All right, fine. I've already fucking told you I've got fucking massive hills I could walk up and down. But the guy was not there in the same room with me. He was just not there. He was incapable of interacting with what I had to say to him. Fucking sad. Really fucking sad. I didn't feel offended. I didn't feel patronised. I didn't feel put down. I just feel sorry for the bloke because he wasn't there. The guy should be retrained as to how to get your fucking epaulets off, take the uniform off, because it says on the website when they're on duty they have to wear uniform, these medical people from the Royal Navy. No, strip them of it. I'm not a fucking rating. I'm not a petty officer. I'm not. So do away with your uniform. Take it off. Take it away from them. Relate to me. You can't. You're incapable of it. You didn't today. You're a waste of space, a waste of time, and a disgrace to your fucking self.